Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
Welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks. I'm Marshall Tucker, joined today with Alicia Hooper.
Hey.
James Mendez.
What's going on?
And today for you, we have an awesome show.
Wait, where's Dave? Exactly.
Dave is relaxing in Florida, taking it easy. We worked him really hard this year, so he needs a few days of break.
I like it. Vacation is good for the soul.
It is, especially by the beach.
Yes.
Got back from vacation. I can't wait to go again.
You're like, I didn't get enough.
How many days are there in a year?
Yeah, right? When can we go again, honey?
We get a summer vacation and a winter vacation, I think, right?
Oh, that's fancy.
I say once a quarter. Make it happen.
Ooh, I like that better.
You can do local vacations.
Once a quarter. Let's do it every month.
Well, my goal is once a quarter vacation and monthly adventures.
Nice. There's a ton to see, especially, well, I mean, pretty much anywhere you go. You can take quick, cheap flights, train, bus, anything.
I'm not flying anywhere with my kids.
Well, even just
I strap them to the roof of the car and we go anywhere.
Total.
like even just sitting by a pool or go to Barton Springs or whatever and just don't have your phone and unplug.
Okay, you know what we're doing after the podcast. James, what's our topic for today?
Local referrals. So I brought it up in our Top Shelf Agents group, and I'd seen it a couple other conversations where people in like new agent podcast or not podcasts but groups were saying, would you take a higher referral fee from another like local agent? So there's tons of listing agents who don't have teams like solo ones and don't want to work with buyers. So would you take that deal for like 50% or something? And there's pretty mixed reviews, but the vast majority of people said yes.
All day long.
I'm yes all day long.
Yeah. same here.
50% of something is way better than 100% of nothing.
Boom, Marshall.
Exactly. Especially in your first year.
Dropping the heat.
Especially in your first year. Because, I mean, you can learn from that agent's experience. They're not going to leave you hanging because that matters. So they're going to get paid off of that so they can teach you some of the stuff. They're obviously not going to babysit you the entire process, but they'll work with you and kind of coach you along and like, no, you got to do this. No, get that done. They may or may not do the contract to close portion of it. So it definitely benefits you, and then it gets more transactions under your belt.
Absolutely. One of my first deals was actually a 50-50 deal with the agent that we have in our market center. And I don't remember how we connected. And he was like, hey, do you want to walk by this deal side by side and I can show you the ropes? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he taught me a lot in that deal.
Yeah. For me starting out, like I just wanted to get a deal under my belt so I could know the process from like start to finish, having actually gone through it, because taking the classes are great, but I don't get the full value of it until I actually do the process.
Yep. In the ropes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and if you do it right, that's a client for life, right?
Yeah.
So think long term. Don't just focus on that 50% or whatever the referral fee is, because if you do it right, they're going to repeat down the road, and you could potentially make a lot of money off that client.
Yeah. And so one of the benefits of, or some people will disagree and say like, oh, that's too much money. You're losing too much money out of the deal. And so what they're not taking into account is the money it costs to actually procure that client. So more than likely it's based off the sales and the marketing and the experience and a lot of stuff that's built into that agent's business that they've had that attracted that buyer to get to the stage where they're actually actively wanting to purchase. So they're just recouping some of that money back and then helping you and paying you pretty handsomely for taking that transaction off their hands.
Right.
So you just got to make sure you're focusing on what's most important, which is your training and education, your value that you're able to grow for that.
Yep. And like I said, you do it right, it's a client for life.
Say it again.
Let's try that again. You do it right, they are a client for life, and they become a referral partner.
Exactly.
Because they have friends and family and coworkers, etc.
I know we were talking about it in between shows, but do you remember, you said you've never heard of the Golden Baton? So there's a book, and
I've never heard of that either.
No? Okay.
Yeah, James is weird.
Let me give you the premise for it. So I haven't read the book. I understand the premise for it and kind of did some research. So basically the concept is as agents get older and continue through the end of their career, because there's no retirement and they can't continue to benefit from the business that they built, they have a couple options. So they can sell, like C. Full mentioned, when he was getting out, he took his book of business and sold it to his brother, and that was paid off through a certain period of time. It was negotiated, right?
Three months, I think you said.
No, it was like 3 years or something like that.
I thought he got it back way quicker than that.
Was it? Anyway.
Irrelevant.
Anyways. So you set up, it's negotiable and you can buy out that book of business and then you acquire all those clients, right? Mm-hmm. So there's also another way, and it's also kind of flexible, where you work as a newer agent, work with older agents who are doing obviously predominantly listings, and you can take in their buyers. So you structure that deal. I know an agent that's not doing a 50% deal, but she's also, her and her team are a bit more experienced. Mm-hmm. So they negotiated a smaller referral fee. Mm-hmm. And so what they're doing is they're getting referrals from other agents in the market center or in the city, and they're taking those clients and then building their business through there, successfully building their business, right?
Yep.
And so what the benefit to that is, the listing agent or their partner agent can get that fee for those transactions, and they can also have an option to slowly buy out their book. And so they can either do the payment to own the whole thing, or that listing agent can maintain their license, and then throughout the life of those clients can just get like a small, maybe like 10 or 5% on every deal from the purchase or sale from that specific client.
Yep.
And so it's almost creates a retirement account for the listing agent, so they can passing the baton,
yep,
passing on their business and everything they've acquired through the years of hard work and effort, and gives them more money for retirement, since we don't have an actual, like a regular retirement like most companies do.
Sure. I mean, that just goes back to working your database, right?
Yeah.
So you have that baton to sell.
Yeah. So if you don't, so building that out and just really developing it, tons of information about the client, the family, and everything, it just builds an easier retirement, basically.
Sure. I like it.
I thought it was a pretty good idea. I'd read it. I didn't know anybody who was actually putting it to work. And I know certain companies, they don't teach that stuff or preach that, because they're like, oh, well, you just, you'll retire through other means, or you just keep working forever.
Yeah. I think it depends on what your ultimate goal is, So some people want to be in production for the majority of their life. They love it that much, right?
Yeah.
God bless you. And then there are some people who they want to pursue other things in life. So Michael Mayer is the author of 7 Levels of Communication, and he was in real estate and production. What's up?
Nothing.
Okay. He was in production and decided that he wanted to take the whole, turn his book into a business kind of concept.
Yeah.
And he's coaching and traveling and doing speaking presentations and all that fun jazz. Mm-hmm. So he sold off his production, or his golden baton, if you will, and pursued his other interest.
And so is he still acquiring leads and then referring those out, or?
Oh, I can imagine that he still has leads coming in. Yep. I mean, just because of who he is. Yeah.
So then that could be good. I mean, you can set up like a database. You can continue to have everybody else work yours, or set up a site to, and actually I've seen a couple different ones, but they're doing it like different groups, like faith-based ones or different communities that say, hey, give us, if you want a transaction, anywhere in the country, come to us, we'll find you an agent.
Yep.
And then it's on a larger scale of what a lot of agents try and do. Like, hey, if you're trying to buy real estate anywhere in the country, let me know. I'll find you an agent. I'll get paid for that.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of transition. Marshall kills it
on Facebook.
I mean, it's not local, but I mean, you can still acquire business and connect with other local agents by doing that too.
Well, we're on a team, so we don't really give away our buyers unless it's to our own agents.
Yeah.
The only thing we really kick down the road would be maybe leases. I don't think James even wants to do leases anymore. But we have gotten referrals from other local realtors here who couldn't handle the client, and they don't let your ego get in the way. If you're not a fit for the client, or the experience is not there for you, you don't have the experience, refer it out to someone who can close it. Don't lose the deal. Don't let the person walk away, because you can still retain a little bit of it. Also, what was the other one?
I was going to say, you can totally build a business on referrals. Sit back and not do anything and just refer, and collect those checks.
We had another one in Waco.
No stress, nothing. Sign me up.
She could have listed in Georgetown, but she knew that we were more familiar with the area, so she referred it out to us. So we have better for her client, better for everyone.
That's right.
So there's ways.
David even mentioned as we're transitioning to heavier and heavier listing side, to refer out. Just like, hey, here's some qualified buyers. You want it? You can take it.
I'll take it.
You'll still take that 50%, but it's still a good deal, especially as we go graft heavier towards listings, which Alicia is too.
I am, but I'll take those buyers.
You take our leases?
No.
You gotta convert them.
Yeah, no. I have somebody. If y'all need somebody for leases, I got someone. Actually, I have 2 people. I'll hook you up.
I can remember my first local referral. She got with a client who was kind of crazy, I guess you would say.
Crazy.
And yeah, she was going to lose her, so she referred him over to us, and we're like, we got this. We can handle anybody, right? So we walk in there. After about 10, 20 minutes in there, Dave walked out. He goes, I'm out! And he walked out to the front. I was stuck in there with this lady. The door was way over there. She was in between me and the door. And it was just like, oh, what do we do? But you know what? He left me in there. We stuck it out. We worked through it. We ended up selling her the condo. Everyone got paid, and she became an agent.
What?
She did. I haven't looked recently to see if she's still working, but
Nice.
it was crazy.
Y'all did it so good. She was like, I want to do this.
And then we got the reputation for handling
Crazy deals.
clients who need a lot of extra attention. And so now we get those kind of referrals.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to be careful what you attract.
Right?
Yeah.
Can be a little dangerous.
Give me those quick, smooth, easy deals. Sign me up all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that new builds?
That too, yes.
Those would be good.
Yep.
But setting up, showing that you are great with referrals locally. And I mean, that's probably your best way to start is local referrals, because that's going to be easiest for you to acquire as opposed to something that's, from out of the area, because nobody is vouching for you or saying like, hey, this person's killing it. Especially if you're new, you have no proof. So
Right.
if you can network with some other agents and that are, obviously listing heavy, that could be a great benefit to really kickstart your business while you're also, doing your lead gen and trying to grow things, the normal way that you should be acquiring business, but supplement your business and focusing in your sphere and your farm to grow that as well. Should be like another wheel.
And also, as a receiving agent for the referral, make sure you have a communication plan for the referring agent. You will set yourself apart if you provide updates to that agent, whether they want them or not.
I always tell them I'm going to keep you in the loop.
That's right. And do it. Don't just say it.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I've sent referrals out before, and there's crickets. Like, whatever happened to that?
Yeah, seriously.
And do you follow up with the client, and then they're, oh, yeah, they never called me. It's like, what?
Yeah. Never send it off and pray it'll close.
Exactly.
I sent one to San Antonio and I got updates all the time. I mean, I sent
It
a friend.
helps to call the client and the agent.
That's right. Yeah.
So I got updates from my friend, and then I also would get messages on like milestones. And then there's a couple times where I was just checking in, just like, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, it's going great. It's this, and like I'd get a more in-depth one. And so even to this day, she changed brokers and everything, and I still have a great relationship with her. And anything that that needs to happen, takes care of it.
Yep. I treat referring agents like sellers with weekly updates or more, just depending on what's going on.
That's good.
Yep.
I mean, that'll definitely set you apart. And then so as it continues, as you're building up your local book of referrals, and hopefully you can find a few agents that are closer towards their retirement and start acquiring your business there. But it'll also benefit you for out of state and out of area ones.
For sure. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, time to thank our sponsor, Mike Carroll. Mike serves California, Texas, and Arkansas. Guaranteed rate. Look them up. If you need the information, we can send it over to you.
And if you have any questions about the referral game, either local or long distance one, we have some great experiences. So jump into Top Shelf Agents in the Facebook group and give us a buzz. Or you can text Top Shelf to 88,000 so we can give you a call and chat with you about how you're running your business and tips and tricks on especially referrals or anything else you need.
Whoop, whoop.
And remember, don't forget to send your lease referrals to James. I'm out.
2,000 and up. 25 and up. 25 and up.
There you go. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.